Police say a woman was shot and killed inside this home, and minutes later, a nearby crash was linked to the same incident. Now, a 37-year-old man has been arrested for murder. This is moments after a husband allegedly killed his wife. Surveillance video shows 37-year-old Manuel Robles running from his home, leaving his children heartbroken.
They say the quietest streets hide the loudest secrets. In Bakersfield, California, the residents of Tula Falls Court lived for 20 years in what they described as a peaceful pocket of the world. But on the night of November 26th, that peace wasn't just broken, it was shattered by the sound of an AR-15. Inside one of those suburban homes, a 15-year-old boy was doing something no child should ever have to do. He wasn't hiding under his bed. He wasn't calling for help from a closet. He was standing in the middle of a literal war zone, wrestling a high-powered rifle out of the hands of the man he called Dad. While the rest of the neighborhood was getting ready for sleep, 37-year-old Manuel Robles was making a choice that would end his wife's life and change his son's forever. By the time the police arrived, the street was a graveyard of broken glass and burnt rubber. And as the handcuffs clicked shut in a nearby shopping center, Manuel didn't try to hide what he'd done. He looked at the officers and uttered the words that would become the cornerstone of the prosecution's case. "She made a mistake, and I killed her for it." Welcome to Laws and Criminals. If this is your first time, please kindly hit the subscribe button as we dive deeper into this case. Today, we go inside the 86-page police report to uncover the terrifying timeline of a marriage that spiraled into a nightmare. To understand the night of the murder, we have to look back at the weeks leading up to it. Manuel and Ana Karen Robles appeared from the outside to be a standard success story. They had the house, the cars, a Corvette and a Cadillac Escalade, and children. But neighbors tell a different story. Parker, a man who lived on the block for 2 decades, described Manuel not as a friendly neighbor, but as a ruckus.
There's been a lot of commotion in the neighborhood. A couple weeks ago, he had found out that his wife was going behind his back, and so we've kind of been on edge because there's been some damage. And
Parker Pilney has lived in the neighborhood for 2 decades and says it's always been quiet. He says Robles didn't seem like the most friendliest person and often caused a ruckus.
Start his truck throughout the hours of the night, coming and going every 5 minutes, stepping on the gas, lighting up the tires.
According to him and another neighbor, officers had been to the home before.
It was a couple weeks ago when he had caused damage to his own vehicles, releasing anger that the cops had came out to speak with him.
Robles reportedly broke all the car windows and slashed the tires from his wife's Escalade along with his own Corvette, accusing her of cheating on him.
In the weeks before the shooting, the neighborhood had become a stage for Manuel's deteriorating mental state. He would start his truck at all hours of the night. Neighbors reported him lighting up the tires, the smell of burning rubber hanging in the air as he sped up and down the quiet court, stepping on the gas as if trying to outrun something inside his own head. The tension reached a boiling point just weeks before the tragedy. Manuel had become convinced that Ana was being unfaithful, but he didn't just suspect it, he went to extreme, almost cinematic lengths to prove it. According to police reports, Manuel actually sent his own sister to conduct surveillance on his wife. When the sister allegedly witnessed Ana with another man, the domestic fuse was lit. Neighbors witnessed Manuel's first outbursts of physical destruction. He didn't just yell, he took his rage out on the symbols of their life. He smashed the windows of his own Corvette. He slashed the tires of Ana's Escalade. When the police were called to the house for these earlier disturbances, Manuel told them he was just releasing anger. No one knew that the release was just a rehearsal for what was coming. November 26th. A night that should have been ordinary. Inside the Robles home, the air was thick with the smell of alcohol and unspoken resentment. According to their 15-year-old son, both Manuel and Ana had been drinking. As the night progressed, the familiar rhythm of their arguments began to escalate. Manuel would later claim to investigators that he drank 2 entire bottles of vodka that night. He claimed he blacked out, but the details of the evening were a blur. But the 86-page police report contains a witness account that is anything but blurry. The couple's son, hearing the shouting reach a dangerous pitch, decided to intervene. He walked into his parents' bedroom, and the scene he described is the stuff of horror movies. His mother, Anna, was not fighting back. She was in the fetal position on her bed, a universal posture of someone who has given up and is simply trying to survive the next few seconds. Standing over her was Manuel. He wasn't just yelling, he was holding a handgun, pointing it directly at her. In a terrifying display of intimidation, Manuel allegedly turned the gun away from Anna and fired several rounds into a safe inside the bedroom. The deafening cracks of the handgun filled the room, the smell of gunpowder stinging their eyes. Manuel then turned and walked out of the room. For a moment, there was a glimmer of hope. Maybe he was done. Maybe the release was over. But Manuel wasn't leaving to calm down. He was going to the garage to get something much more powerful. When Manuel returned to the bedroom, he wasn't holding the handgun anymore. He was wielding an AR-15. The son stood there, a witness to a transformation. His father looked at his mother, the woman who had been his partner, the mother of his children, and uttered 7 words that would haunt the courtroom. This is what happens when you cheat. Then the shooting began. Manuel allegedly opened fire and struck Anna several times. In a confined space of a suburban bedroom, the power of an AR-15 is absolute. Anna Karen Robles never stood a chance. What happened next is a testament to the sheer adrenaline and bravery of a child pushed to the brink. After shooting his wife, Manuel allegedly placed the barrel of the rifle into his own mouth. He stood there, balancing on the edge of a murder-suicide. But his son didn't freeze. He lunged forward. The 15-year-old wrestled the high-powered rifle out of his father's hands. He didn't just take it, he ran outside and threw the weapon over a fence, ensuring his father couldn't reach it again. But the nightmare wasn't over. He followed his father into the kitchen, where Manuel was now grabbing for knives. He had to wrestle his father yet again, fearing Manuel would use the blades to take his own life. This wasn't just a domestic dispute. It was a child fighting a war to save what was left of their family. Eventually, Manuel gave up the struggle in the kitchen, walked out to his truck, and sped away into the Bakersfield night. At 9:23 p.m., the calls flooded the Bakersfield Police Department. Father possibly killed a mom, the dispatcher's voice crackled over the radio.
213 at Tallulah Falls, then multiple RVs advising a juvenile stated that father possibly killed the mom.
1 minute after Manuel fled the home, officers responded to a crash involving a truck matching his description. Manuel had crashed his vehicle just 2 miles away near a local shopping center. He didn't run, he didn't resist. As the officers cuffed him, the blackout, Manuel would later claim, seemed to vanish. His statements, captured on body camera, were spontaneous and devastatingly clear. "I f***ed up," he told the officers. "My wife cheated on me and I f***ed up." As he sat in the back of the patrol car, the weight of the night seemed to press down on him. He didn't ask about his children. He didn't ask if Anna was okay. He knew. "She made a mistake and I killed her for it." Then, in a brief moment of lucidity, he added, "She didn't deserve that." Manuel Leal Robles is currently facing the full weight of the California justice system. He is charged with first-degree murder, willful cruelty to a child, and inflicting corporal injury on a spouse. Despite the spontaneous confessions recorded on the night of his arrest, Manuel has pleaded not guilty. He is currently being held without bail at the Lerdo Justice Facility, with his next major court appearance set for February 11th. The tragedy of Tula Falls Court isn't just about a crime, it's about the collateral damage. A 15-year-old son is now a key witness in the murder of his mother by his father. A neighborhood that was once a sanctuary is now a reminder of how quickly releasing anger can turn into a life sentence. In the world of true crime, we often focus on the why. Manuel says it was betrayal. The prosecution says it was calculated murder. But for the son left behind, the why doesn't matter as much as the what, the fact that his world ended on a Wednesday night in November. If you or someone you know is in a volatile situation, please remember there are resources available. You don't have to wait for the breaking point. What do you think of the son's actions that night? Was it sheer bravery or survival instinct? Let us know in the comments. If you found this deep dive into the police report insightful, please like and subscribe for more. And as always, stay safe.